guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Samantha Leighanne and I talk about books. So today is part 2 of my series about series, and I have already done the series that I need to finish and that I want to finish. I will link that up above if you haven't watched it yet. So today the logical topic of discussion would be series that I don't plan on finishing or a series that I just don't plan on picking up at all for various reasons. Disclaimer, I am talking about books that hold no interest or appeal to me in particular. This is me, this is my personal choice. So you may have read some of these books and absolutely loved them, and I am so happy that you love them, but they're just not on my list to read, and there is nothing wrong with that. So don't come for me in the comments or anything like that. You're entitled to what you love, and I'm entitled to what I don't love. So the first set of series that I'm going to talk about are series that I have actually started. I've read 1, 2, maybe more in the series, and that has just lost appeal to me, and I don't plan on finishing them. The first series that I'm going to talk about is the Vampire Chronicles. This is by Anne Rice. I do own a copy of the first 3 books in the series, and I'm actually probably going to be unhauling them. I did read the first book, and while I liked it, I just wasn't enthralled with the writing. I have had several people tell me that it takes until like book 2 or 3 for her to like find her stride, but I personally am just not that invested in the series. I don't want to read 2 more books before I actually like fall in love with it. There are so many other books that I have to read that I'm just gonna go ahead and cut my losses now. I think that there's like 12 books in the series, and that's just something that I personally don't want to commit to. So the next series that I'm going to talk about is the Southern Vampire series. This is the Sookie Stackhouse novels. These were the novels that the HBO series True Blood was based off of. And one of my best friends started reading them and she loved them. And so I think I read the first 5 and then I just sort of lost interest in it. So I ended up unhauling all of those books. I think that was in my first ever unhaul. I'm kind of over the whole vampire craze, and again, there's just too many good books for me to want to pick that up. I mean, I liked what I read, I just wasn't ridiculously invested in the series to read like the next 6 or 7 books that were in it. So, and the next series that I am not going to be finishing is, I don't know if this has an official name. I know the first book in the series is Delirium. It's by Lauren Oliver. I did read that first one, and it is about kind of a dystopian universe where like they take your ability to love. I think that's what it is. Like you're not supposed to love people or something like that. I read the first one like forever ago, and I just wasn't super impressed. And when that series started to come out, I was book blogging, and so everybody was obsessed with it, and it just doesn't hold any appeal to me anymore personally. I think that I'm pretty sure there's like 2 or 3 books, and then there's a couple of like side novellas. I just don't have any interest continuing it, so I'm not gonna. And the next series that I'm not going to finish is the 50 Shades series. I guess you can't really call it a trilogy anymore because I think like a 3rd one came out. I'm not knocking you if you liked the series. I have nothing to say about it. I did read the first 2 because my best friend was like, you have to read this, and we made an agreement to where if I read the first book in the 50 Shades series that she would read Outlander, which she loved, by the way. And I read the first 2, and I gotta tell you, I was like more invested in like the people, and I just wanted them to live happily ever after. I know what happened, so I just don't really have any desire to read the 3rd book, and I personally could not give a shit less about reading the first book from the perspective of Christian. Just not interested, so I'm not gonna read it. And the last series that I have no intention of finishing is the Ender's Saga. This is by Orson Scott Card, and I read Ender's Game and I really liked it. However, I did hear that the rest of the series is not that great. And once again, there is just so many books out there to read that I'm not gonna waste my time reading something that might be trash. And the next section, I'm going to be talking about series that I haven't started and I don't plan on ever starting. Once again, full disclosure, if you read these series, if you love these series, that is awesome. I don't have anything against them. They just don't personally interest me, so I'm not gonna read them. The first one is Divergent. I think that this is by Veronica Roth, I'm pretty sure. I have Divergent in ebook format, and for the longest time I kept telling myself that I was gonna read it, and I'm just kind of over the whole dystopian universe with the chosen one and the factions and that kind of stuff. You know, I say that, and then there's like a bunch of adult fantasy that's pretty much the exact same thing, so let me not. This particular story just doesn't interest me. I just don't think that I'm ever gonna pick it up. So the next series is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. This not only includes the Mortal Instruments, but it also includes, what is it, like the Dark Artifices, and I can't remember what the rest of them are, like the Clockwork People. I don't know. I see those books talked about all the time and people love them, and that's great, but I just have no interest in picking them up at all. I have been told to pick them up a million times. I actually have City of Bones on ebook format, and I have literally had it for years. I think I've tried starting it like 3 different times, and I just can't. So that is a nix for me. You won't see that on my channel, sorry. The next one is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. People love this series. This is another one that BookTube and just people in general absolutely love, but I don't know, I've read the synopsises and I'm just not that into it. And again, like, let me be clear, these are very popular series that a lot of people love. I'm not trying to shit all over these series, I'm really not. They are just things that don't appeal to me, and I think that it's important to be authentic and not read things because everybody else is reading them, and, you know, be true to who you are and what you like, and that's just how I feel about it. And another series of Sarah J Maas's that I have no intention of picking up, and I actually don't know what this series is called. It's, you know, A Court of Thorns and Roses and Mist and Fury and Wings and Ruin. I think that's what those are. I don't know what that series is officially called, but I think that one is actually geared more towards new adult, and everybody like dies over these books. But a lot of people absolutely love those books. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a retelling of like Beauty and the Beast or something like that. I could be wrong on that. If I am, sorry. No, I'm not super interested in it. Sorry, it's too many other books, man, too many other books. And the next series that I am going to talk about is the Millennium Trilogy, is I think what it is. It's by Stieg Larsson, and that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and so on and so forth. I always heard that those books were excellent, and for a long time I really wanted to read them, and then they made a movie out of the first one, and I watched it, and I had a really hard time getting through it for various reasons. And obviously I am fully aware that movies tend to differ from books, but the elements that I had problems with within the film are present in the book. I don't want to make myself read something that bothers me that intensely. Even though a lot of people have told me that those books are excellent, I have absolutely no intention of ever picking them up. And the last series that I am going to talk about is The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher, I can't remember his name, Christopher somebody, Paolini, something like that. It's the series about dragons, and they made the movie, the first movie, and apparently it was terrible. But I did own the first book, and I ended up unhauling it because I just don't think I'm ever gonna read it. So those are the series that I'm not gonna finish, and the series that I have no intention of picking up. So if you have read these series and you love them, like, I am totally interested in your opinion. You can comment down below, tell me what you loved about them. However, don't come for me in the comment section telling me that my opinion is stupid, because you're entitled to yours and I am entitled to mine. If you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure you click thumbs up and hit subscribe if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.